Hello dear students, welcome to the online education of class 6 science. So dear students, in the previous class we were discussing about the motion and measurement of distances. So in that we have studied the story of transport in the previous period. Okay, means what are the different means of transport we discussed in the previous class. So in today's class let us know how far we traveled, how wide is this desk. Under this concept we will understand the different units of measurement. Okay, so that we understand by using some examples as a basics. Okay, so dear students, how the people would know that how much distance they have traveled? For that they must have some units, right? So how will you know that whether you have traveled whether you will need to travel a long distance or a short distance? Yes. So how will you know whether you can walk all the way to the road, all the way to the school, only by walk or by bus or by rickshaw? How will you know that? So to make you understand, you will need to know how much is the distance of your school from your place. Okay, so whether you need to take a bus or a rickshaw or by walk you can go. So how will you know that? So it is based on you need to know what is the distance of your place, your home from the school, or from home to school. Okay, so suppose you wanted to purchase something in the market. So how do you know the differences, the how long is the market from your home? So how will you know that answer to these questions, these two? How long is your school? How far is your market? For that it is often very important to know that the how far is the place is. So how far is the place? Based on that you can answer for these remaining above questions, so that you can have an idea how are we going to reach that place. How far is the place? If you understand, if you get the answer, so you will come to know that how can we reach that place, how are you going to reach that place. Okay, so whether you want to, if it is nearer you want to go by a walk, if it is little more distance you want to go by car or a vehicle or a rickshaw, or if it is little more, train. If it is much more, airplane. If you go for some other planets, spacecraft. So like that, how far is the place? If you know, then you can understand by what way you can reach that place. Okay, so sometimes the objects whose length and width are plays very important role in measuring their distances. Okay, so there is one situation that we can see. Suppose Pahel and Buja are two friends who are sitting in a classroom. Okay, they have desks in their classroom. You and you to have, right? So two of you will share that desk. Okay, two children will sit in that desk. So you want to know, sometimes you will keep quarreling. This is my, the major part of the portion of the desk is mine and this is yours. You will quarrel. So at the time they also started quarreling. At the time what happened here? They shared one desk, but frequently they used to fight each other. Okay, that there someone is using large part of the desk, someone is using less. So hence the teacher suggested them, do one thing, draw exactly, measure the, by you take a thread and measure the total distance and draw one line in between. So length, that measure the length of the that desk by using a thread, then draw one line in between so that it can separate the desk into two halves. There you can divide it to two. So both of them are very fond of that, playing with the gilli and dandu. So that you have played, most of you, even your childhood, that even you might have been played. Okay, even we too have played. So by using that they thought of measuring that. So they tried to measure the length of the desk by using the danda and gilli. So the desk seems to having what? The length equal to 2 danda. Okay, 2 danda length it is there, and 2 length of the gilli, 2 length of the danda and 2 length of the gilli. So draw a line in the middle of the desk leaves. Okay, each of them happy, with a half of the desk equal to a danda and gilli in length. So one danda on gilli, one danda in gilli. So one in between there is one length, so that divides the whole desk into two halves, so that they get the proper idea of the the gilli and danda. So after a few days they marked the they, whatever the mark they have made in between one danda and one gilli and one danda and one gilli. So between that one line they have drawn, so that has they had, divided into two exactly equal halves. But after some days what happened? Again that line has been erased. So again they brought one more new set of danda and gilli. But now the problem is that, so the old danda and gilli, which is exactly half of that given table or a desk. Now they brought one more set of danda and gilli, where when they measured, the length of the desk seems to measure different by using the gilli and danda, because the gilli size is different, or dalla size, the danda size is little more, so that they cannot, the gilli is crossing over the another, coming over the another. So they could look at the figure 10.2. So measuring the length of the desk with the gilli and danda. So exactly they are equal distance is there. Both one gilli, one danda, one gilli, one danda. In between they have drawn line. Equal distribution is done. But look at the figure 10.3 here, measuring the length of the desk with a different set of gilli and danda. Here in this case, the gilli and danda, either gilli or danda, it is having more length. So that's why they cannot fit here exactly. Look at it in the diagram. So you cannot make the exactly middle line. You cannot draw the middle line and divide the desk into two halves. At that time it's a problem. So by this what we understand, so some objects they cannot give the equal length of distribution. So hence we need to go for some units. So what that some units, let us learn in the next class. Thank you. Have a nice day.